The answers we now seek cannot be found in books. Our individual journeys must now become linked to the looming battle of our world's salvation. The journey will begin at the Island of Dawn, a mysterious new addition to our maps. Long ago, when the Titans, Arun and Shara, fell asleep, they dreamed our world into existence. A world where races have finally come together as one, to forge a new alliance of equals, to turn back the coming tide of destruction, and stand against enemies who would turn their dream into a nightmare. When the island first arose, we arrived as explorers to discover and to understand. We discovered only death. Now, the best and brightest are arriving on the Island of Dawn, and your journey has led you here to help us make our stand. Our enemies thrive on brutality. They will never stop. But here, on the Island of Dawn, we will rise again and turn the darkness back into light.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Mystical from acupofdeath.com, bringing you guys this week's Free-to-Play Friday. This week we're going to be looking at the MMORPG Tera. Tera is an MMORPG with a little bit of a twist. If you've ever played World of Warcraft and stuff like that, you understand that most MMORPGs, or most RPGs in general, are button smashers. You click on an enemy, you start smashing your buttons, your routines of those, and go through the cycle. And you know, that's kind of the thing. I mean, it's almost like your brain just turns off when you're in a boss fight or a fight with a monster and you're just smashing some buttons. This game, however, introduces an action style to the MMORPG scene where you actually use your mouse cursor instead of just like a normal mouse in an RPG like World of Warcraft. And I'm going to keep referencing World of Warcraft because that's the MMO that I've played the most of and am most familiar with. But normally, you know, you can use your mouse to like click on potions or click on spells in World of Warcraft, or your number keys or whatever. Well, in this game, your mouse is actually like that of a reticle on a first-person shooter game. So you can actually, you still use your numbers or whatever keys you have set up to cast your spells and stuff, but you use your mouse as a reticle for aiming those spells. And then also what you can do is you can actually dodge attacks of monsters and stuff. So instead of it just basically you hitting monsters with spells, them hitting you with whatever, and no real way to dodge it or, you know, anything like that, you know, it's just kind of on autopilot and you hope that you're leveled up enough and have a good enough gear and stuff to kill the monster. You actually have strategy to this game and to the battle system. Which is really cool because you can attack an enemy as they get closer to you, or they're getting ready to do an attack. You cast one of your spells like the back step, which causes you to, you know, jump back away from the enemy, you know, which is really cool. And it really works and keeps the combat system really entertaining, especially in the beginning of the game and towards the end of the game when you get to boss fights. It's not. Let's talk about the difficulty of the game. The game is not that difficult to play if you've ever played any type of MMORPG. If you haven't, then overall MMORPGs can be very difficult if you're new to them, only because there is so much that can be done in them. But if you're familiar with MMORPGs, this game's not going to be much different than that. It's not difficult to learn. Most of the beginning quests teach you how to do each of the different things you'll need to know how to do in Tera and in the world of Tera. You know, so that's not an issue. I will say that the only biggest difficulty to this game is if you're used to normal MMORPGs and being able to use your mouse to click on stuff and things like that, In this game, as I said, because of the action system, you're not able to do that. You actually have to hit the escape button first to make your mouse turn into a normal mouse. So it can be kind of frustrating at times and stuff if you're used to playing the other way. Let's talk about the satisfaction of the game. Is it fun to play? Well, let's talk about the short term and the long term of playing the game. Short term, it's fun to play. It's fun to get on for a couple hours, to do some stuff, mess around. Yeah, it's fun. It's especially fun in the beginning of the game from like level 1 till about level 20, and towards the end of the game, once you get leveled up to the max level and you start playing with other groups and stuff and doing instances and stuff like that. The biggest problem of this game falls in that mid-range category, or as most MMORPGers or just RPGers in general will know, the grind range. In a lot of RPG games, you have that levels where you're just grinding. You got, the game got boring in terms of the quest line, the storyline. You're not really concerned about it as much, and you're just trying to grind and get up to higher levels so you can do the instances and stuff like that that are at the high levels. This game, because the storyline isn't that great to begin with, and the quests are very repetitive, it's a lot of go collect 10 of these, go kill 10 of those, and then go kill 10 more of these for a different thing that they drop, but it's the same exact creature you just killed 10 of. So they reuse a lot of quest lines and quest stories, and they reuse a lot of monsters that you previously fought. So that makes it become quite boring very fast, unfortunately. What about the graphics of the game? The world looks amazing. From the moment you start the game up and you're exploring the world, I mean, it just looks absolutely beautiful, which is really surprising to me. Because most MMORPGs, because of the size of them and the size of the world and stuff that you're in, you don't see the best graphics in MMORPGs compared to if you're playing on a small map, like on a game of Halo or Call of Duty or something like that, or Battlefield, or even RPGs. Because the worlds are bigger, you tend to lose quality of each individual structure, if that makes sense. But overall, the world looks absolutely stunning, beautiful, rainbows in the sky, nice white fluffy clouds. I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a fun place to, like, you would really enjoy being there in real life. I mean, it's just beautiful. Customization is basically the same as any type of MMORPG. You can customize your character. There's several different classes to pick from in the beginning, everything from fighters to assassins to mages, those different classes that you normally have, priests, things like that, paladins. But then you can also characterize, just again like in other MMORPGs, you can customize your hair, your eyes, your face, your tallness, your shortness, your tail, your ears, whatever your character has, you can pretty much customize it. And then everybody kind of starts with the same basic clothing, and you can customize your clothing by finding different clothes and stuff, from killing monsters and stuff, just like a traditional MMORPG. The connection, I haven't really ever noticed the servers being down besides for their weekly maintenance, which you see most MMORPGs have. World of Warcraft, EverQuest did back in the day. So if you've played MMORPGs, you're used to that. Normally once a week, it's always normally the same time. Their servers go down for anywhere from 4 to 6 hours while they maintenance them, and then they come back up. So you do have that once a week, but they tend to actually get them back up quicker than what they say they're going to be down for, which is nice. And I've never noticed the servers personally. I can't speak overall how great their servers are, but personally, I've never noticed their server being down for any other time besides when they said it was going to be down for their maintenance periods. I've never had a problem with dropping out of the server, with losing connection, anything like that. So overall, I mean, the connection is really good for the game. The community seems friendly. I haven't noticed any hackers or anything like that. The community actually reminds me of when I first started playing World of Warcraft in the beginning. Most people would help you out. They'd tell you how to do stuff, etc., etc. Whereas if you've been on World of Warcraft recently, you have mostly high-level people. They're worried about instances and stuff. They're not so quick to offer you help, to help you do quests. I remember back in the day in playing World of Warcraft when I was a low level, I would have high levels that would come and help me do quests and stuff that were hard for me, even people from my guild or whatever. Whereas now it's hard to even get people from your guild to help you on a low-level character. Whereas, so this kind of, Terra's community reminds me of what World of Warcraft's used to be, if that makes sense for anybody that has ever played World of Warcraft. And I use that because it is the most popular MMORPG out right now. So, that's kind of the game in a nutshell. It's fun to play. The action style is different. It does get boring, especially in the mid-range. We don't, the game, we don't really give scores on these free-to-plays and stuff, or, like an 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 or anything like that, because we just want to show you guys the gameplay of what's going on, tell you what's in the game, what it's about. Stuff like that, so that then you can make your own decision. But I will say that the game, besides the action style of it, it really doesn't offer anything new. So unless you're bored of other MMORPGs that are already out there, like World of Warcraft, for example, then you might not want to check this out because, unfortunately, MMORPGs take up a lot of time to level up a character and stuff. And it doesn't really offer anything new or anything substantially great. It's fun, worth checking out. But personally, like, I don't see myself playing this game for a very long time like I have World of Warcraft. It's something that I played, tried out, I enjoyed it for a short period of time, but long term, I don't see it as being anything that's going to replace the MMOs that I already invest time in. So, check it out. You might feel differently. Like I said, it is a fun game. I mean, the graphics are gorgeous, and the action playstyle is a lot of fun, and it is better than that of like how World of Warcraft and stuff is, in my opinion. But unfortunately, the storyline, the quests, they just don't stack up to that of World of Warcraft's, or any other type of mainstream MMORPG. Alright guys, so thanks for watching this video. Make sure you give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, as we release these videos every week pretty consistently. I know this one actually today's coming out a little bit late. Do apologize about that. But please subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, if it gave you information, showed you the game and stuff like that. And check out Tera. Who knows? You might really enjoy it. It might become a game that you're playing all the time. The great thing about a game like Tera versus some of the more advanced MMORPGs, for lack of a better word there, is that, World of Warcraft games like that, you're paying a monthly fee to play them. Games like Tera, they're completely free to play 24/7. You don't have to spend a penny
Let's get it done
at all to ever play them.
Alright
guys, so until next time, I'll see you guys in the game.